So early intervention is always better. You can just tell them, it is not you are forcing them, no, you don't send the child to our school, you send to a special school, not like that. Sadhya as a name implies it's possible. In many of the South Indian language, sadhya means it's possible. So it is, the name is kept not behind any reason. This is only whatever we women, or if we are having willingness to do anything, it is possible. That's the only the concept behind sadhya. Sadhya is registered in 2016. Reason to start sadhya is to support intellectually challenged children and especially abled wherever there are no special schools. So as per the survey, we found out in Hassan there is no school. So we started our first center in Hassan with 4 students in 2016. Simultaneously, in 2016, Hassan School we started in September 29, 2016, whereas Hospet School we started on 17 October 2016. Hospet School we started with 7 children, whereas Hassan School we started with 4 children. We are getting children from poor socio-economic background, and also like all category of children, well-to-do and poor socio-economic background. So we train them in a special education. Special education consists of our primary aim is to train them in life skills. Life skills means bathing themselves, dressing themselves, feeding themselves, okay, to become independent. This is the primary intervention what we do. We get the children aged 30 years who don't know to feed on his own. So our primary activity will be to teach him how to feed, because tomorrow he should not die because of the starvation. Tomorrow, if people like I and you may provide him food, but he don't know to eat on his own, so nobody will come and feed him. Okay, just they may give the food. So he or she should be able to feed it on his own. That is the primary goal of the organization what we have. So we train them in that. And next is toilet training, which is a very, very difficult task, because these children are having very short memory, remote memory. They forget very soon, and they won't be having the coordination, they are unable to withstand or retain 2 commands, that he has to go to toilet. He is getting a indication that he want to go to toilet, but he don't know the way to toilet, though he knows where is the toilet, but the command he doesn't pass to him that he has to go to toilet and do the defecation and clean on his own. This is the challenge these mentally challenged children are having. Okay, so we train them in that. So how we train is we make them it as a habit. So we send them, because when they are at home, they don't listen to parents, or parents, they become, for them it is a habit. Whenever they go, they will clean and they leave the child. They never train. Most of even in normal children family also, they do the same thing. They don't train train the children to go early in the morning. As soon as they get up, they have to go to toilet. What we do here is, if they are in a residential school, we put them in, as soon as they get up, we give them water, and we put them in a toilet room for 5 to 10 minutes. So that becomes a habit. This is possibility. There will be a possibility of a child learning, and many children, they don't learn also, because they are unable to understand why they are in toilet. Train. This is a basic activity what we are doing. Once they achieve all these, then we will be focusing on the functional academics. Functional academics means they should know the time, how to see the time. So what we don't use analog watches. Digital watches, we train them in how to see the timing, and also we train them what is morning, what is afternoon. Okay, we train them what is morning, which is morning, evening, afternoon. Even they don't know. If you ask now it is the morning or evening, they will tell evening. or whatever they feel like telling, they will tell. This is what the concept we develop in them. So for that, how we do, so when the light comes, like, that is a morning. When the sun sets, it is a evening. These are the training we give to our children. So next level of learning is those apart from functional academics, we also teach academics. So if the child is able to learn academics, then we will be placing them into mainstream education. We are fine if the child scores 20 marks and out of 100, if the child scores 10 marks also, we are fine, because the child will get a mainstream education. We are dividing the children into primary and secondary classes in every section. We have a primary, pre-primary, pre-vocation, vocation, and early intervention program. So functional classes, we just teach them life skill education and gross motor, fine motor activities. But in the academic section, we are teaching them simple academic based on their capability, age and IQ. So in the secondary classes also, same thing will continue. Pre-vocation classes, we will train the children, like, making some paper bags, art, craft items, but we are not considering them as occasional students, because we will be placing them only above 18 years students in occasional classes. As per a labor law, we have to maintain that. So below 18 years will be into pre-vocation classes if they are unable to learn anything academics. So there they will be doing the work like watering the garden, bringing the paper bags, papers, some whatever, like, very, very unskilled work we train them. And in the occasional classes also, we are training them in a BPO where they are matching the words in computer. So they don't know what is A, B, C, D, but they know something is given, like, alphabet A, they know to match A in the keyboard and they are able to type. So earlier, now everything is digitalized. After COVID, everything is digitalized. Earlier in the banks, they had to fill up the form, to get a account opening, everything, they had to fill up the forms. Those things used to be digitalized by these children. So now whenever you go to hotels, you get some feedback forms. So such things like, hotel adigas, these people give the works to specially able to do, like, out of their CSR program. So we train them in a BPO. Then candle making, paper bags, festival based items. These are the activities what we train them in school. Along with that, we are also training these children in a 10 Special Olympic sports. So as Madhuri Madam already mentioned, 3 of our students participated at a Special Olympics World Summer Games, which was held at Abu Dhabi in 2019, and they brought back 9 medals to the nation. So they participated in a powerlifting and cycling. Now we are also training other children in swimming, judo, floorball, floor hockey, football, cycling, powerlifting, athletics, all these events. Children with autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, mental retardation, they come to our school. So the socio-economic background varies. Like, we have doctors' children, we have children who are struggling for their one meal. We are having 1:7 teacher-student ratio, but for autism, we are having 1:1. In our schools, we have totally 15 special educators, 11 caretakers. We have warden, security, accountant, fundraising manager. Basic qualification required for special educators, they should be the diploma in special education, mental retardation, autism, cerebral palsy, or a B.Ed in special education, mental retardation, autism, and cerebral palsy. Here we have to make for each child a lesson plan, IEP, individual education plan we have to make. And we are taking the base as a MDPS, Madras Development Programming System, and FACP, Functional Assessment Checklist, which is developed by NIMH, National Institute for Mentally Handicapped, Secunderabad. We take a goal for once in 3 months. We take 3 goals, the life skill, academics, functional activities, sports, etc. So we try to achieve 3 goals within 3 months. If not, then the goal will be continued further. And the promotion, these children are getting promotion once in 3 years. We have parents who are of well-to-do, they pay rupees 1500 per month as a fees. BPL children, we are collecting rupees 500 per month as a fees, and poorest of the poor, we are making it free. We are requesting the donors to adopt the children. 20 children are adopted and we are managing out of that. We got support for 70 children from the government. 2 children we had provided a mainstream employment, and one student was athlete. He participated at a Khelo India national event. So he got employment at Evolve Back Hampi, Orange County, because he is an athlete and a special athlete. And one more girl, Veena, who participated at a Special Olympics World Summer Games, and she got 8 lakhs rupees cash prize from Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. And her father is earning only 3,500 rupees out of, he is a priest in some temple. He's earning 3,500 rupees. And she had contributed her winning money, prize money, for constructing the house. This is a success story. And a boy who was unable to eat on his own, 30 years old boy who was unable to eat on his own. After joining the school, he learned to eat on his own. And 8 children who were on the floor learned to walk independently. 25% of the children are able to do paper bags, candles, diya, all these things, all these activities. And 25% of the children moved from functionals to academics. They were in functional classes, they moved to academics classes. And 60% of the children are independent in life skills. These are the success stories. And what I expect from you is, you have to spread the awareness. There are many such children even in the private schools. They don't know, parents, they are not ready to accept that the child is having a problem. So they come to us when the child is 13 years, 14 years, when the child reaches adolescent and not able to do anything, and when he starts attacking the parents, then they come to school. So early intervention is always better. You can just tell them, it is not you are forcing them, no, you don't send the child to our school, you send to a special school, not like that. You can request them, just go and consult special school. It is always better from special school, moving from special schools to mainstream school. I don't expect children coming from mainstream school to special school. So this is what you can do. You can spread the awareness, and where there are children, just many of them don't know there is a school for specially able children. So wherever you see them, you just call them. Maybe they are your strangers, but you can tell them that whether this boy is going to school, wherever you can put them in a nearby school. Just to have a brief idea in your locality where there are such schools, so you can easily put them in. When they attain puberty, they are like I and you. There will be hormonal changes. They don't know what to do, what is right and wrong. You and I know that what is right and wrong. What we should do in public, we should not do in public. But these children are unaware of all these things. So the special schools role is very, very important. Parents are unable to handle them when they are 20, when they are 22, if they are not put into school. And most of them, they go to so many black magic and doctors. Many of the doctors, even they don't suggest that there are special schools. So that is again a problem. So wherever we have wherever and social media is so active, so you can spread the awareness through that, and also request in your group, if you find any special child, put them into school.